Hello everyone, this is Classicos93 and welcome to another video. So this movie came out last week. It's called Midway. You know, ever since when I was in 3rd grade, I got an interest in World War II, and the Battle of Midway was the battle I read the most about, with the Battle of Britain coming in close second. Anyways, let's get to the review. I can't really give spoilers because if you know your history, you pretty much know how things are going to end up. And this movie does a good job at maintaining historical details like the names of the officers and pilots and carriers in a way that is understandable to the general audience. Now, there are some historical inaccuracies that I like to discuss, but we'll get to that in a bit. Movie starts off slow, beginning with a bit of background of the US's neutrality with Japan prior to the beginning of the war. I think they did a solid job at displaying various events that led into the Battle of Midway, from Pearl Harbor, the Doolittle Raid, a bit of the Coral Sea, and the Marshall Islands. I wouldn't really say there is a main character in the movie, as it focuses on various officers as you get to know them a little bit about their personal life, with specifically being the case of Lieutenant Best. If a movie is boring, I usually lose interest and start dozing off. But since I know of the events of this battle, it kept me on my seat to see what happens next. I know it's a little difficult to compress all of the events of the battle into a 2-hour movie, but I think they managed to get the main events down quite nicely. The music was there, it's just not too memorable like a pre-Disney Star Wars movie, for example. But the movie does feel a bit Hollywood-ish, especially with the effects of the explosions and the airplanes, which really bothered me. I saw in the trailer of a TBD Devastator torpedo bomber carrying a torpedo along with the 500-pound bombs under its wings. This is completely inaccurate, and I was hoping they would fix it in the movie, but they decided to keep it in. I just have 3 complaints to say about the movie. The first one is, where are the fighters? I did not see a single F-4F Wildcat fighter providing cover for the dive bombers and torpedo planes. Did they forget to include them? I don't know, but it really left me wondering throughout the movie, where are the Wildcats? Another issue I had was in the Navy uniforms, specifically the khaki uniforms. They looked sloppy and not pressed compared to the Japanese uniforms, which looked a lot better. Finally, I wish they would have said a little more about Torpedo Squadron 8. If you know the story about them, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. If not, well, in a nutshell, they were a torpedo squadron from the USS Hornet that was completely shot down by the Japanese carrier's air defenses. Out of the whole squadron, only 1 pilot survived, and their failed attack distracted the air defenses and opened the way for the dive bombers to begin their successful attack. Overall, the movie was good. I went to go see it with my dad, an Army veteran, and he enjoyed it. We both seen the 1976 version of Midway, and we both liked this one better. If you're into World War II history, this one won't disappoint. I know a lot of us feared that this movie would be like another Pearl Harbor, but it is not, thankfully. Remarkably, this movie topped opening weekend at the box office, which surely was not expected. It currently stands at 42% critic score and 92% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, which really tells a lot and how out of touch with reality the critics are. But that's a whole nother video for someone else like SC Reviews or Geeks and Gamers to discuss. Well, that'll be all for today. Thank you all for watching this video. Feel free to leave a comment, a like, or if you like my content, subscribe to my channel. This has been Classicos93 signing off and wishing everyone a very pleasant good evening.